Honorable Minister of Finance, you have 30 minutes. You may begin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, honorable members. Well, things get spicy late. Remember the old Scotcher song, I come to wake up the party? Madam Speaker, honorable members, I wish to thank all honorable members for their contribution to the estimates of revenue and expenditure. The Honorable Prime Minister has, in joining us late, has done a lot of my work for me because he has addressed many of the points that I had hoped to raise in response to what I heard both from the honorable members of the opposition and some of our own members, but I wish to make, with my time, Madam Speaker, a few points. Some of them may revisit points made by the Honorable Prime Minister, and some of them I believe are worth repeating. Madam Speaker, I begin with some short comments on what I heard from a few of the members of this Honorable House that I think merit comment in the unlikely event that people are still listening to debate at this hour. But if not, then the record will so reflect, and hopefully we can maybe replay it. Now we have internet and radio and all the rest of it. Because it's not my general practice to interrupt honorable members while they're speaking. But that policy was sorely tested today. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition started things off, and between the allegations of the budget being fraudulent and dishonest and false, there was a tale told by the Leader of the Opposition full of sound and fury, and signifying all that you think it would signify. He spent 10 minutes on the cover of the document. He didn't like the picture of the truck. He wanted a picture of a nurse or a doctor, and that would have been better. So we had a long discourse on whether or not the book was adequately designed for his taste. And then he said it was covered by a fake track that doesn't meet Olympic standards. That was the punchline at the end of it. I would like him to know that the track will be certified at the level of the track.
The rules say that you shouldn't be using insultive language, but I will give as much as I receive. The Honorable Prime Minister came back in this House, and all he could do, I don't know what got under his bonnet, is to insult and berate every member on this side of the House. You can make a point without doing that. Okay? And if I am on my feet.
Well,
okay?
I thought you were on your feet to raise something with my speech. You're just on your feet generally. If you had that point to make, you could have made it when the Prime Minister was speaking.
Sit. Why did you sit?
Madam Speaker.
I sat because I thought it was something I said.
May I? Madam Speaker, I am not giving any quarter to anyone who is prepared to sell out this country, sell its citizenship, its passport, sell it out with Cambridge Analytica and a lot of them, trying to buy an election, and comes here and says that the budget is fraudulent when he was packed with a lot of dishonesty. Dishonesty. Well, if anybody is like that, he's dotish. I withdraw it, Madam Speaker. That is dotish.
Honorable Minister of Finance, please continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member.
You may withdraw that,
Honorable Leader of the Opposition, you rise on a...
Never mind, I was brought up differently, Madam Speaker.
Me too, you know.
Very well.
Me too.
Okay, please continue, Honorable Minister.
So I have half an hour, right?
Yes, I
Okay,
will have
good.
to adjust the time accordingly. Yes.
Yes. So the Honorable Leader of the Opposition then went on that the athletic facility under construction was a fake track, couldn't meet Olympic standards. Well, I didn't know we were planning to have the Olympics here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The track, as by contract, will meet the standard for World Championships, which is the level immediately below an Olympics. And I didn't know we planned to have Olympics here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because to have the Olympics, we wouldn't need one track, we would need multiple tracks. We would need large swimming pools. We would need a gymnastics facility. We need basketball facilities. We need baseball facilities. We need golf courses. I didn't tell anybody that we were having the Olympics here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So that's sort of an asinine point. That is not an Olympic track. Well, I agree with him. But it is a track of the highest quality, and there is no Olympic track anywhere in the Caribbean. And it will be as good as any other facility anywhere in the Caribbean and better than most. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition then went on to do a curious bit of mathematics. He said that these estimates of revenue and expenditure were a reduction from last year because he took the estimates of revenue and expenditure that were passed at the beginning of the year and he added them to the supplementary estimate and came up with a total and said this is less. And he said we spent more last year than we will spend this year. That is false, Madam Speaker. We said when we came with the revised estimates of revenue and expenditure that we were reprioritizing, that there were some things that we would not do again because of the COVID pandemic, and we would do these things instead. So there was always going to be a replacement. But when you bring a supplementary estimate, you don't say, no, we're deleting this, deleting that, deleting the other thing. So we had estimates in February, and then in April we had supplementary estimates. And he has purported to add the two of them and say that that was spent last year and we're spending this less this year. That's a false statement, Madam Speaker. It's utterly false. He made the point that we should use the schools of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to isolate COVID positive people. The Prime Minister has already discussed why that is not a credible solution to any of the challenges that we're facing right now. First of all, it amounts to a reiteration of the Honorable Leader of the Opposition's original point that schools should be closed until September 2021. That was his original position at the outset of the pandemic. And he